What up, guys? Swifty back again with another update from Chicago Bears' recent OTAs. It's being reported that, like predicted, we will be transitioning to a run-heavy scheme featuring the outside zone. That plus some other news has broke since yesterday, and I also have a couple of other interesting takes to talk about, so let's get into it. Adam Jahns released an article on The Athletic talking about what he saw from OTAs. So I want to touch a bit on what he saw. I will include a link to the article in the description below if anyone wants to read that. It is a premium article, so I won't reference very much from it other than the quotes I saw on Twitter. The first of which me and Coach T have actually been talking about for a long time now. Jahns thinks we will be running an outside zone scheme similar to the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this is a scheme that features power running and the use of running east to west with the blockers. You need athletic blockers that can move east to west and hold their blocks and create lanes for running backs. I love the scheme. I think it means we will be using Kari Blasingame, our fullback, a lot more than people think. I think we'll be running the ball a lot. We'll get into that a bit more later in the video. I also think we'll be using Velus Jones exactly how I thought. Tyreek Tolbert talked about how they are going to use him inside from the slot and on the outside at wide receiver. He echoed the same statements that Ryan Poles had about getting the ball into Jones's hands. Anyone who saw my breakdown on Velus Jones knows I said exactly that. We need to manufacture touches to Velus Jones Jr., and it seems like the Bears coaching staff planned to do exactly that. Paired with the fact that we are running a similar scheme to what Kyle Shanahan does down in San Francisco, and suddenly you might see what I mean when I said we are going to use Velus like the 49ers do Debo. What does Debo do? He plays outside, and he plays in the slot, and he gets creative out of the backfield. I don't think we will hand the ball off to Jones very much, but you could definitely see a couple of jet sweeps throughout the season. He's going to get the ball this year. Also, there's a good chance he's a kick returner this year. Coaches also spoke a bit about Dante Pettis. They think he is motivated to play. To me, I think Pettis has the skills to be a playmaker in this league if he is healthy and his head is fully in it. If we get a rookie season Dante Pettis, Bears fans will be really surprised at how good he is. He wasn't drafted in the second round for no reason. He has all the skills you want from a slot type receiver in the NFL. The question was always about his head being in it and staying healthy. If he does those things, he will be on the field more than most people expect this year. Now I want to get to the thing that I'm going to have to eventually make a couple of separate videos on. I've been saying all along the Bears were going to run a Shanahan style scheme and that we will run the ball a lot. However, one thing I'm going to have to dive deep on is our running back room. We all know David Montgomery is a horse and capable of being a top 10 running back in the NFL. I think DMO should produce very well this season. But one of my biggest takeaways from watching film on last year's Bears team was just how awesome Khalil Herbert is. His vision, burst, acceleration, and creativity are all next level. But the biggest point is he fits an outside zone scheme like a glove. I think Herbert is going to get a lot of carries starting this season. Now, I'm not saying he will take over Demo this year, and I will do a deep dive on both players before the season. However, I do think he is going to be a part of this backfield. It's not going to be all Demo. I will also be breaking down Trestan Ebner to see how he fits as a third down change of pace back. It is entirely possible that we have a running back by committee approach this year. That's without even knowing if Darrington Evans or Demontre Tuggle make the team. We are loaded at running back. It is our deepest position group on the roster right now. At a later date, we will discuss David Montgomery's potential contract extension, but that's not for today. What I do want fans to watch throughout camp and all season long, though, are these running backs. Watch DMO and Khalil Herbert closely. I know we all love DMO. He's a great dude and a great story. But don't forget about Khalil Herbert. Watch him too. It could be a dynamic 1-2 punch this season that nobody is really talking about. Ebner also brings home run speed to the table and great pass catching ability. So keep an eye on him as well. I would say watch all of our running backs throughout preseason. If Shanahan's scheme has taught me anything over the years, it's that he can turn almost anyone into a 1,000-yard rusher. Except for rookie Trey Sermon if you had him on your fantasy team a lot like I did last year. We know David Montgomery is really good and underrated, but keep an eye on these other backs because they are really good too. No Demo slander, please. He's a fan favorite, and I've always been a fan. I think our running back room is full of talent, and fans shouldn't ignore these other guys just because we have Demo. We may see a running back rotation this year, but before anyone knocks Demo too much, take this bit of information with you. I saw a quote on Twitter this week, but I couldn't find it tonight. If anyone has it, link it in the comments for me. Basically, someone on the Bears coaching staff who was in Indy last year was comparing Demo to none other than Jonathan Taylor, but without the elite speed. And that is true. They do share similar running styles. That also points out what is missing from Demo's game, though. That game-breaking speed. If he had it, he would be a top 3 running back in the NFL easily. He doesn't, though, and that is why I don't mind a bit of a running back rotation when we have guys with elite burst like Khalil Herbert and a speed burner like Trestan Ebner. I expect a big year from David Montgomery, but I also expect us to run the ball way more than we ever did under Matt Nagy, and I think Herbert will get his fair share of touches as well. Stay tuned for in-depth breakdowns of all 3 of our running backs before the season. What up, guys? I do have a small announcement to make. We are going live with memberships on the channel. You have a chance to join and be a founder. I do want to point out that I'm never going to take anything away from the daily content that I drop. I'm never going to be putting my content behind a paywall like some other Chicago media outlets. That's not what I'm doing here. What I want to do is offer fans a chance to show their support and give them a little something extra. Anything I do for my members is going to be extra. I'm still going to be dropping daily Chicago Bears coverage. I appreciate everybody who watches the video and subscribes. You guys are awesome. I love you. Thank you so much. Please hit that like button. Stay tuned. We got a ton of content coming. And until next time, bear down.